I thought the books were out of frame, but they're not. So hi, welcome to a new video. My name is Billy, aka The Reading Cowgirl, and welcome back to the channel. At the start of 2025, I made a book bingo. And that failed kind of horribly. And I made a new one for 2026. Hence the big stack next to me. This was originally just going to be a what's on my book bingo for 2026 video. Then I found my bullet journal 2025, which I abandoned very quickly. And then I looked at my book bingo of 2025, looked at my book bingo of 2026 and was like, these are oddly similar. Let's discuss the 2025 bingo and what made it on the 2026 edition. So, first, I'm just gonna name off all the books that were on the 2025 bingo because I have read, let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've read 4. I've read 4 of the books on the bingo card. So on the list were Ronnie Chudhuri Must Die, Every Time You Hear That Song, Babel, Poppy War, A Scatter of Light, The Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon, or like all the other books like that series, Apocalypse Cow, City of Brass, The Kiss Countdown, Not in Love, Last Hour Between Worlds, Voyage of the Damned, Phantom Folk, The Secret History, Lord of the Rings, Bunny, Alcibiades, Until We Shatter, God Killer, Gearbreaker, One Dark Window, The Principle of Moments, As Long as Lemon Tree Grows, and Bride. I've read 4. I've read Every Time You Hear That Song, I've read Voyage of the Damned, I read that on December 30th actually, The Kiss Countdown, and I've read As Long as Lemon Tree Grows. The other ones I have not read. I did start the Poppy War series. I will get to that when I'm discussing the new bingo card. And I am currently on book 3 of Lord of the Rings. So I'm working on that, but I said in my 2025 video that I could only cross them off if I finished all of them, and I did not. So, here is the stack for the 2026 bingo. I made, like, honest to God, I swear, I made this bingo card, like, while, like, not being knowledgeable of what was on my 2025 card. So I just made this one, and by pure coincidence, a lot like the 2025 one. But there are some other books in there. Some books I added, some books I took out. Some books that are not on the bingo card, but didn't made it on the 26 books for 2026 list, which is a separate list. I'll perhaps make a separate video of that, if you guys are interested in that. So yeah, I am doing like 4 challenges mixed throughout each other. The bingo, the 2026 books for 2026, 12 book by 12 friends, it's just all kind of a hassle. But yeah, this one failed. And I think the reason the 2025 edition failed, and I already discussed this in my video I made at the start of the year of my bookish goals, that I, along the way, lost my joy of reading. Really, really hard trying to find it again, and I'm currently at the point where I believe I did. So I really hope that the 2026 edition is more successful. Also, because I added prizes. I get to earn a prize if I get a row. Yeah, if I get one row like this or like this, I am allowed to buy a book. And if I get the full card, I'm allowed to buy a Switch too. I really want a Switch too, but it's a lot of money and I feel like I should earn it. So that's why I believe that this time it will work out. So grab a drink and let's discuss what books are on my 2026 bingo. I'm just gonna grab them from right here. I hate life. Burning God and Dragon Republic. I read Poppy War, which I'm very proud of. I have to finish the series. Speaking of books by Arthur Kwong, Babel. This is also, I believe, on my 12 books by 12 friends, so I really, really, really want to read this one. It's just a pile of books now. I'll just grab something off the pile. Oh, these two, The Return of the King and Last Hour Between Worlds, I'm actually currently sort of reading these, sorta. I started these in 2025. I still have to finish them. But I'm working on these. But they made it back on the card. Apocalypse Cow. I still don't know what the book is about. Only that it's sapphic and it's something to do with an apocalypse. Every Step She Takes. This is a new edition because the book was published in 2025. I love books by Alison Cochrane and I'm very, very excited for this one. A Scatter of Light. I loved Last Night at the Telegraph Club, so I'm very excited to get to this one. I just now noticed it has people on the cover. That's really cute. Look at them. So yeah, I really hope I love this one as much as the first book. At Her Surface, also brand new on the list this year. I read the other 2 books by this author. I read book 1 and book 3. I think this is book 2. Yeah. I really liked book 1. I did not like book 3. The main reason I read book 3 is because I was given an arc of that. But I really hope to dive into this one soon, especially because it's like the Afterlight edition. And I want to put it on my shelves. Because in this household, we only put pretty editions on shelves if I've actually read the book, as a way to motivate myself to actually read them. My current read, and probably by the time this video is up, I've already finished this one, Dream on Ramona Riley. A very dear friend of mine, Bo, really, really loved this one. And she said it was better than Icebreaker, and I already really loved Icebreaker, so I have high hopes for this one. And there he is, Ronnie. I really want to read this one, and I keep saying that about all of them, but like, Adiba Jagdar's books are one of my favorites, and this one just sounds completely up my alley. And I really want to read this one before her new book comes out. Yes, the audiobook is still 29 hours long, and I still think I might be too dumb to read this one, but Alcibiades made it back on the list. It's about one of my favorite historical figures, and you know, I did flip through it, and I do want to say that like of the, the book is almost about 1,000 pages, but I think the last 250 pages, oh, not even more. Yeah, the last 200 pages is just sources. So I feel like that should kind of motivate me. I will probably listen to this when I am in the mood for non-fiction. No clue when that will happen, but I am determined to read this one. Slow Gods, which is a Starbright book. This one looks really, really pretty. So I cannot wait to dive into this one because it's gorgeous. Son of the Morning. I know this is polyrap, and I feel like as a society we sleep on polyrap and we should read more books about poly. Marriage Narrative. This with Son of the Morning are the only 2 Afterlight books I still have lying around. An Unbreakable World. I love this redesigned cover so much. Like, no hate to the original cover. I will put it in here, but it's kind of ugly. So I'm really happy with this beautiful Starbright edition. It's Starbright for about 6 months now, and I got 2 books. I have not read either of them, and I really want to read them though. Then I have Treachery of Swans. I am scared to read this one. I know it's like a Sapphic retelling of Swan Lake. It just reminded me of the Barbie movie, and I really... It in a way reminds me of the other Sapphic book that Illumicrate did last year. What was it called again? A Dark and Drowning Tide. That one sucked. So I'm kind of scared, but I really, really want to like this one, and it's really pretty. Princess and the Scoundrel. I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars so much, and Han and Leia are like my OTP. This one is gonna be so fun. But at the same time, I'm scared to read it because I'm scared I won't like it. And like, there was a sticker on it, so the cover is kind of ruined. Not quite dead yet. This is a beautiful edition. It's signed. I love Holly Jackson's work. I really want to dive into this one soon, especially because it's her first adult book. You Weren't Meant to Be Human. This was the Evernight of last year. I'm honestly also quite scared to dive into this because it is like things like pregnancy, and I don't like that. So I'm kind of scared, but I really liked Andrew J.S. White's other book, so I do want to read it. And I've been enjoying horror a lot more, and I love horror movies. Like, slasher is my favorite movie genre. So I just hope like this is like up my alley, and I'll like read it when I'm in the right headspace to read it, because I'm curious, but at the same time I'm also scared. Run Away With Me. This is just, it sounds cute. It gives me Thelma and Louise vibes. And I like the have a cassette because that gives old school vibes. I'm just very curious. Director's Cut. I bought this at the Queer Bookshop, which is the only fully queer bookstore in the Netherlands. I love movies about famous people. I couldn't find the words. I love books about famous people. I'm like currently reading Ramona Riley, and I've been enjoying that quite a lot. So I'm very excited about this one. Then a book I couldn't find. Nobody Particular by Sophie Gonzalez. I don't know where my copy is. I don't. I've been looking at my cards, like I'm looking at my card with queer books right now. I couldn't find it. I went through the house on multiple occasions, couldn't find the book. I do not know where the book is. I do know that I, for 100% fact, own a physical copy. I just don't know where it is. So here is it. It's about a princess and it's Sapphic, and I cannot wait to read it. Speaking of books, Well, I then found out I own 2 copies of Ace of Spades. I bought one at an event I was, because Frida was there as well. She's lovely, and I got it signed. And then, while looking for the book, I found out that my wife is reading it right now, and I was like, how is this? I was given one by Bo a long time ago, and I completely forgot about it. I feel so bad, but I own 2 copies of it. And because one of them was a gift by a dear friend and one of them is signed, I now will forever own 2 copies of Ace of Spades. So, that is the 2026 Bookish Bingo. Yeah, so the main reason I think this year I will succeed is because 1, I kind of enjoy reading again. And 2, I will reward myself if I get a line. And I think that will work really, really well. I deliberately put 2 books on there that I was already reading as a way to motivate myself. Because if I look at the one from last year, I think the first time I could cross something off was like in March. And that also like really demotivated me because I kept staring at the blank bingo. But now I can hopefully cross off something very soon. I think by the time this video is up, I will have already crossed some stuff up. So if that's the case, I will let you know. Maybe Billy from the future can interject and let us know what they've read by now. This is Billy from the future. I've since actually read 2 books and I'm working on book number 3, so I'm doing very well. So yeah, that's the 2026 bingo. Like I said, there will be a separate video of my 26 books for 2026 because that's separate. I made that a separate list. There is some overlap, but there is a difference because this one is in this one and the other one is in my other journal. Because I have ADHD and autism, so I like making lists. Anyway, I would love to know if you made a book bingo this year, or if you've read any of these books and it was very good and should get to it soon. For now, I will clean up the mess that I made and perhaps look for nobody in particular again. Like, I do not know where the book is. Like, how do I lose the book? If I cannot find it, it will probably show up by the time we move. So, yeah. I'll see you guys soon, and bye.